A very warm welcome to all our guests, and it certainly is an exceptionally warm welcome. A lovely, lovely day, perhaps the hottest day in the history of Great Britain. So everyone make sure they take care of themselves. So yesterday we didn't manage, due to the lengthy Shacharis service, we didn't manage to speak and to share an idea. But yesterday was quite a significant day. It was Shiva Saba Tamuz, 17th of Tamuz. That was the fast. But really it was the 18th of Tamuz. Now, let's first understand what the 17th of Tammuz is, then we'll understand the significance of yesterday. So the 17th of Tammuz is a day that marks many tragedies that have befallen our people, from the destruction, from the breaching of the walls that led to precipitated the destruction of both temples. So we had the breaking of the tablets of stone, in other words, the Ten Commandments, and so on and so forth, many other tragedies. Anyways, so yes, because we couldn't commemorate it on Shabbat, therefore it was done on Sunday. Now, Sunday being the 18th of Tammuz, why is that significant? Because I heard a shir from Rabbi Wachsman, and he said that he noted that the 18th of Tammuz is in fact the date when the last train went from I think it was from Hungary to Auschwitz. The last train transported people to Auschwitz, and many of them were killed instantly. And he spoke about his grandparents that were on the train and that arrived in Auschwitz. And he spoke that just before, earlier, a few months earlier, they sent letters to family in England and to find out how they were, and they were managing. And obviously, everything was intercepted by the Nazis, so they had to be careful what they wrote. It had to be written in German so that the Germans could decipher anything that would be suspect. And to cut a long story short, so Rabbi Wachsman says that I think it was his father that survived, and after the Holocaust, he went back. He went back to his home, went back to his house, I think in Hungary. Anyways, he arrives back, and there's a pile of mail there, and the pile of mail was the response for there was a correspondence. In other words, they'd written letters to their family. And despite the fact that everyone in the area, the post service, everyone knew that they had been deported to the deaths, everything carried on as normal. The letters were there. There were bills that were there. Can you imagine that the country still billed the Jews whilst they were in Auschwitz? And in fact, it's well documented that in Holland, in Amsterdam, that they were billed for services, council tax and what have you, during the time that they were in the concentration camps. Can you imagine such a thing? So in other words, life carried on as normal. Life carried on as normal. And a person can very often go through life and say, well, listen, just got to carry on. There's things going on around me, but I've got to keep going. I've got to carry on and ignore what's going on around me. I don't think that that is a particularly Jewish response. In other words, that when stuff happens to us, even if it's indirect, however remote, we have to sit up and we have to note. Everything is a wake-up call. Everything is messages from on high. And therefore, it's incumbent upon us during the 3 weeks period when we are mourning over all the tragedies that have befallen our people. It's time for us to sit up and take note. It's time for us to recognize that we are in a situation of tremendous flux and upheaval. Everyone thought that after COVID, things would go back to being normal. They didn't. Things didn't go back to normal, and they're never going to go back to normal. And therefore, the only way that we can make any sense of anything is if we are prepared to learn from the lessons of the past, not to repeat them, and thereby perhaps look deeper into ourselves, into our lives, and to think about how it is that I can live a more refined, connected life, a more engaged life with, and also be more altruistic, more of a giver in terms of the way I conduct my life and I look out for other people. So wishing everyone well, have a great day, and please God, we look forward to seeing you same time, same place tomorrow. All the very best.